Well, hello, everyone. Got a few more people coming in. It is 3 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and get this started. Welcome to our September monthly adult education data meeting. You may notice that I am not Adam. He is finishing up some coding for our NRS reporting, so I will be running our meeting today. Like always, feel free to stop me if you've got any questions, or you can put anything in the chat. We've got Kim in here and she can help us. She can stop me if I'm a rolling train and you need me to answer a question with the chat. So with that said, how we like to usually start these meetings is data maintenance. It's a little bit different this year since we've switched over from Utopia to UASys. So really, first question is everyone able to get into UASys? Can you log in? Can you enter data? I hope that answer is yes. But if the answer is no, or if you're struggling, we're here to help. So feel free to email me, email Adam, email our UASys webmaster, and we can figure out what the issue is going on and get you logged in. To go with that, after you've logged in, just a reminder that our state policy is we want your data entered every 2 weeks. So make sure that that data is getting entered in a timely manner. That really helps us know where our numbers are at and really helps you as a program kind of know where your numbers are at. So make sure you're getting your data in. And another reminder is, have you set an EFL for your students? It's a brand new school year, so you are pre-testing. You might be re-pre-testing depending on if you've had to switch your test, and we'll discuss a little bit about tests later on too. So just some reminders. If you have any questions about that, let us know. We're happy to help. So with transition into UASys, we've noticed some regular questions that have come through. So we just wanted to take a moment and kind of address some of these issues that we've seen. So attempted credits has been something that has come up a few times. What are attempted credits? Really, it is the total number of credit hours a student enrolls during a given academic period, regardless whether they are successful at completing the course or not. Why do we need these attempted credits? It's really for the GPA. And so the GPA is calculated by dividing the total grade points earned by the total attempted credits. This GPA reflects the student's performance across all the courses they've ever attempted. So it's important in K-12, it's still important in adult ed. There are a few things though. There's differences, I guess, between letter grades versus non-impact grades. So your letter grades, your A's, your B's, your C's, and your D's and F's, those all contribute to overall GPA. There are other grades that you can use, such as withdraw or no credit, and those type of grades are non-impact grades and do not contribute to the total GPA calculation. So hopefully that clears some things up. We've just had some questions as far as what that looks like in UASys. We've got two different views when we're entering credits into UASys. And attempted credits needs to be both for your adult ed earned credits and your high school transcripted credits. So here on the left, you can see this is like our single entry view, and this is typically used for when your subcategories are all the same, or you're entering a single credit entry. Typically, the attempted credit amount matches the earned credit amount. So that's kind of a cheat for you. If you're like, I'm not sure what this attempted is, that's usually the case. They're matching with the earned amount. This view on the right-hand side is when you need a more detailed credit breakout. So in this example, computer science is a great example. computer science could be split into different subcategories. So they could use some of that credit in their third-year science, CTE, and in electives. So with the credit breakout, you're able to put in the credit earned and attempted credit per term. So in this example, you'll see that even the F, no earned credit, but they did attempt. So you would put in a 0.25. Hopefully that makes a little sense between the attempted and the two different views. Are there any questions about attempted credit before we move on? Okay, beautiful. So another thing that we've noticed, we've had a lot of questions coming in, is about testing. This is a unique year. We've had some NRS tests expire, and so some of the questions that we're seeing is, why can't I enter this test form in UASys? I can see the other forms, but it's not letting me enter this one test. What we're finding is there are instances of students being tested consecutively on the same level. So we want to remind you that according to CASAS, TABE, and BEST testing guidelines, testing levels must alternate if multiple tests are given within the same level or the same form. So for example, if a student takes a CASAS Eliciting Life and Work Series Form A, and that is a level 981 for a pretest, the post-test must either be the 982, or depending on how high they scored on that test, they might move up the form to Form B to take a 983 or a 984. If the student takes the 981 again for a post-test, UASys will not accept it as a test. It's an invalid test, and that student does need to be retested. So just make sure that you're giving the right test. I know some of you are using eTest, and there are ways to check to see what test they last took within their eTest as well as UASys. And you can set up new testing sessions as well, so just be mindful of that. Paper testing is a little bit easier. You just get the other book. Another issue that we've seen is math goals. That's something that has changed this year. So we've had a few programs ask, hey, we can't enter math goals 1.0 anymore. Well, as of July 1st, that test is expired. So if you have any students that have rolled over and were possibly tested on that math goals 1, they are going to be need to be pre-tested on the math goals 2.0. One thing is as well, they cannot be post-tested. They can't pre-test on the 1.0 and then be post-tested on the 2.0. They're two different tests, so they're just invalid at that point. So just a reminder, make sure you've moved on to 2.0. Don't use 1.0 anymore. We can't enter those tests. Are there any questions on tests? Awesome. Okay, we'll keep moving. Oh, a reminder, I forgot about this part. So something that UASys can help with testing is we have on the student's homepage, we have made the testing history available to any program. So regardless if the student has been enrolled in your program before or not, on their homepage, you are able to see their last test that they have taken to get a general idea of, have they tested recently? So in this example, you can see this student tested back in 2014. So no, not recently for this example, but it is an expandable bar on the home screen, and it is, you just click on that test history and that will expand the student's last test series that they've taken, give you an idea before you enroll them, before you do anything. We recommend that you are doing a quick search in UASys to make sure that the student doesn't already have an account. We have added this question onto our intake page as well. So hopefully you find that helpful. We've added, have you ever been in an adult ed program before, to give you an idea if they have been in UASIS before. But if not, just do a quick search before, while you're doing orientation, see if the student's tested or not. We really don't want to over-test students, and we want to make sure we're giving them the correct test right off the bat.
Alex, we have a question in the chat.
Ooh, yes, what is it?
Jamie asks, is there a report that quickly shows us who needs to take Math Goals 2?
I would want to say we could use our students who need a pretest report. Whether that's quick and easy for you, I'd have to dig into it. Let's dig into it, Jamie, and we can see for sure. If that's not easy, we can definitely do it on the back end to see if any of your enrolled students, your rolled over students now, are still on Math 1.0. Awesome. Try that. I know we have had a few quirks and bugs with our testing reports, so but we are working on those bugs as soon as possible and getting the fixes pushed out as fast as Adam's fingers can type and code. Okay. Are there any other questions about testing? That's a great point, Jamie. Okay. So something exciting happening. Well, maybe exciting. Our auto separation process is going live this Sunday evening. So what this means is any student that has over 105 days of inactivity will be separated from your program. This is going to be a process that runs each night at 2 a.m. So while the process usually is about a 30-second blip in the server, we hope no one is on and awake at 2 a.m. doing data entry. But if you are, just be aware that that process is going to kick on every night. We've created a separation notice that is going to show you any of your students who are over 90 days, but not have yet, in between 90 days and 105 days. Kind of give you the chance to reach out. Each one of these tiles on this notice has contact information, phone number, email, so you give them a call, see if you can re-engage them. If not, there's also the option to separate them right from this notice. You can change the separation reason, and there's probably, I want to say it's probably a list of 20 different options that you've got there, fulfilled purpose or moved out of state, that kind of idea. So if you have that information, and they're not going to be coming back and re-engaging in your program, you can separate them right from the separation notice page. So you've got today and tomorrow and maybe Saturday if you're feeling really froggy, just to kind of do a double check. Otherwise, come Monday morning, you should see a better accurate list of who's really active in your program. This is something that we need to do to push our final numbers for our federal reporting. And so Monday, give us a call, take a look at your list. If you see anything hinky, let us know. But we've tested and retested this process and we think it's going to work great. So just be mindful out there. Monday, your list will look shorter, your student list. Okay, so I've done enough talking. I'm boring. I want to hear from you guys. So what we want to do is we want to just kind of go through some scenarios and kind of really just dig into your insights on what kind of data you need and what kind of reports we need to be creating. We've got a huge list of all the things that we'd like, but we want to make sure that we're not forgetting anything. You guys are the ones on the ground level. You're meeting with the students. let's make sure we're getting what we need for you. So let's discuss. We've got a scenario here. Program A is concerned about students coming and leaving the program quickly. What kind of data or reports would you guys need to verify or disprove this? Kind of a tricky one, not so straightforward. No data? No one needs data? Well, I could think off the top of my head. Attendance, right? We need contact hours. You might need to potentially utilize some surveys, see if anything in your intake process.
You have some comments in the chat.
Kathleen, class lists show that too. Yeah. Yeah.
Alex?
Yeah.
What I was referring to is something that we do over here is we run the class lists, and on the class list, it shows entry and separation date along with hours of attendance on there. So that way, if we're having an issue, whether it be with a specific class, a specific demographic group, or a specific level, it's so much easier to drill down that data that way.
Yeah. That's great. Okay. I like it. Well, let's go on to a different scenario. See if we can get some other ideas here. All right. Program B has a new teacher, and that teacher is concerned they're not quite making an impact on their students. How would you use data to answer their question? Something with level gains? Yep. You could even drill down with some of those that costs us. I know the e-test, they have a pretty good report to tell you what areas that those students could be need help in, got holes, doing well in. Well, what I recommend, Jamie, well, that's what we're trying to accomplish. We want to build these kind of reports to help you. What is already there that we might use? So definitely we've got our table 4 4B. Those can kind of give you some answers on who has post-tested, if they've gotten a level gain or not. These reports right now are only program-wide. We would like to add more filters to potentially be able to drill down by teacher, by location. Are there any other drill downs that you think we would need? Chris says, I usually break apart the literacy and math MSG percentages and send them to math and literacy teachers. That's beautiful. It's a great way to use that. Any other thoughts on this scenario? Okay, they don't get easier. Got one more. Program scenario 3. How effective is our program at transitioning students to workplace or post-secondary? Can anyone tell me what we do now to try to help gather this data? Achievements.
Table 5.
Hello, Andrea. Yes. Table 5 is great for that. What are we always asking students for? That pesky number they don't like to give us.
Social Security.
Yep, yep, that's the one. So part of that, getting the SSN and getting the students to allow their data to match, is that's how we get some, most of our post-secondary transition, exit, but not all of our students have SSNs, and not all of them want to give it to us. So what could be maybe some other data points we could look at, examine? Are there anything in UOASIS that we could expand on? We do have the, the post-exit quarterly reporting that we've got to do to kind of answer some of these questions, but is there anything that we're missing?
The refugee numbers could also work, I would think.
Ooh, okay, refugee numbers.
And also, I haven't seen this yet, and there's probably a way. On the old system, we had a thing on our dashboard that would show us the percentage of Social Security numbers kept. Are we going to do something similar to that?
Ooh, we definitely could. Let me write that down. That's a great suggestion.
Okay.
And just to follow up with Andrea there, I'm just curious, is there any way that we could put ITINs in and actually have them count?
We have explored that, but they would not match. So DWS doesn't use ITINs. I don't think USHE does in that regard. Otherwise, we would be using ITINs.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I kind of, because it would help all of us. But yeah. If that ever does become an option, you best believe it, we will jump right on that. Well, we're a quiet bunch today. That's okay. It's been super busy. So on that note, I just have a few final thoughts. Next third Thursday will be on October 17th at 3 p.m. We've got our fall conference coming up. If you haven't registered already, please do. It's free. It's going to be awesome. Adam and I will have 2 UASIS breakouts. So if you're interested, we've got some more. We're going to be promoting a user group. So if you'd like to be involved in that and helping develop enhancements to UASIS, new reports, you want to be a part of that conversation, come see us in our first breakout session. We'd love to have anybody and everybody. We want to make sure we're incorporating people that work with incarcerated students, our rural programs, our ESL, refugees. We want to make sure we've got someone at the table from each respective little pocket there. So come see us. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have lots of other breakout sessions as well, not just UASIS. So, and as always, if you've got any bugs, if you've got any issues, if you got any questions, please email us at UASIS Webmaster. If you do have bugs, we're asking that everything goes through this email. We have not yet really updated the help desk that we used to use for Utopia, so those tickets tend to get lost. So we are filtering everything through UASIS Webmaster right now. So any issues, email us there. We're happy to help. And honestly, sincerely, we really appreciate the time and the effort you guys have dedicated to our UASIS transition. I know change is not easy. It's very hard. I actually am not very good with change, but one thing that Adult Ed is renowned for is our ability to adapt to any situation. So really, you all have once again demonstrated why we really are the GOATs. So I appreciate you all. If you've got any questions, we'll end the recording now, but I'll stay on for just a few more minutes if anyone's got any lasting thoughts. I'm here to help you.